What was it? It was like they were concerned about some murderer or something.
Yes, we were Sherlock Holmesing it.
Correct. Okay. I'm vaguely remembering this now.
And the murder somehow was connected to Alex. Like somebody knew him, or they were trying to frame Alex.
My name was written on the note written in blood.
Oh yes. Oh, that's important.
Oh, so it was like a threat towards him or something.
And pinned to the victim. Or one of the victims.
Right. Yeah, I remember that now.
I do want to say that if the note looked like it was addressed to Alex and they were trying to frame him, that was very poor on their choice, on their part. Because now it just looks like it was a threat towards him. Just saying.
Yeah. The note is in concepts accidentally. And in game notes, there were 5 things that came up as clues.
It feels like this was so long ago. We met last week, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I even managed to stay awake.
That's really strange because it does feel like it was a long time ago.
Right?
I don't know why.
Stuff is happening. We don't know what to do. Quick,
Well,
get paralyzed with indecision.
The first thing that, was suggested was to go to the lumber mill itself so they could get it cleaned up and get the people that are standing around away from it.
Literally, that is the worst possible decision we could make. That's why we're going.
What? No?
Why is that the worst possible decision?
Because someone needs to inject levity into this situation. It might as well be me. Let's go.
Oh.
What is levity?
You know, it's kind of when you're like floating and like everything's like floaty.
No, that's levitation.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, I said levity.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you said levitation.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Levity and levitation are not the same thing.
How do you know you're a rabbit?
I know because I also speak the same language as you. Oh, Alex is taking off down the road. Alex!
To the lumber mill!
I guess we're just gonna ignore the other 4 clues, but alright.
Hey, it's a suggestion.
What?
I said, hey, it's his suggestion.
Whose suggestion?
Baylor's.
Well, yeah, but there were 4 other things he was gonna say.
He already said them, didn't he?
No! He started saying the lumber mill, and then it was like, lumber mill, away!
Yeah, the lumber mill, the prime suspect.
It's like the
first
Batman
murders.
disappearing in the middle of the conversation thing is basically what you just did. You're like, hey, everybody, look over there, and we turn back around. Alex is like 3 blocks down the street already.
He went through the whole spiel.
Running away like
he went through the whole spiel the first time we were here last week, which is basically he recommends going to the recent murders, the Sandpoint Mill. There's the prime suspect, Vin Vendor, a merchant, Keck, by the way. The first murders, and the only known actual person who was there, who was the bodyguard who's in the sanatorium, and of course, the rune, which 2 of our pieces of equipment share.
Ah.
He was paying attention.
Yeah, he did a lot better than I did because my brain a little bit fried.
It's all in game notes.
Oh, well, my sentence still stands. My brain's a little bit fried.
He refreshed.
How could your sentence still stand? Baylor hasn't arrested you yet.
My sentence still stands because it has legs given to him by God. Anyways, are we doing? Oh, right, lumber mill.
To the lumber mill!
To the lumber mill, lumber mill.
As you're approaching the lumber mill, a sizable crowd is gathered outside. Groups of nervous-looking town guards stand at the mill's entrances.
Hmm.
You do know during your time here that the mill normally works late into the night. A lot of the townspeople do not like that.
Hmm.
What
Oh
happens
yeah,
around
because
the
of
night?
the noise. Yeah.
What happens around the night?
They run the mill
Keeps
late
looking.
into the night.
Oh, good.
So yes, this mill almost, it doesn't run completely around the clock, but it does run well past the time when most of the people are asleep. And
I'm
so
sure-
a lot of the neighbors don't like it because it keeps them awake.
Yeah, I'm sure that's absolutely delightful when all those split logs just go down the mill pond.
Did we level?
I don't know.
We are level 4.
What level are you?
It's 4. Sorry, D&D Beyond just like gave me some sort of thing saying that I had leveled recently. But I
It
didn't
does
think
that.
Oh.
You did level relatively recently.
Yeah, but we played since then, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we leveled when it was right after we killed the crab.
Oh yeah.
Crab people.
Okay, that's right. I see what I did.
There best not be any crab people. They're way too delicious to exist. We want to exterminate their asses.
Alrighty.
Dip
Then.
them in butter.
So what would you like to do?
All right, is Baylor
Good
with
question.
us?
No.
That cheeky son of a gun. All right. I'll walk up to one of the nervous guardsmen. Guardsman, what seems to be the issue here?
He steps aside and says, we're glad you're here. He lets you in the door.
I'm sure you are.
First floor has intake from the pond because they'll pull the logs out of the pond. The guard can inform you the splitter itself is on the second floor. There's other cutting blades and things on the first floor.
So are what floor are the bodies on?
There's one on each.
Okay.
So
The-
just looking at the one on the first floor where we walked in, what do we see when we're looking around?
All right. The mill itself is a well-built wooden structure. It has very thick walls. The roof is wood shingles. The doors are simple timber and unlocked. The mill machinery is disengaged at this time. On the first floor, you have the options of going through the mill or checking out the docks. You said you want to go see the first body on the first floor?
Sure.
Don't see why not.
There is the young lady Katrine, which somebody might have met.
The general
She-
store's daughter?
Yes, she was the daughter of the general store owner.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
So
Wait, she was the one who murdered?
she is one of the murdered people. Her
Um,
body is mangled. The ruined remains lie on the mill's floor amid heaps of blood-stained firewood. There's a pale-faced, obviously upset guard standing at attention nearby. appears that she was probably pushed into the log splitter and then came down.
Did I
Oh
say
my
pissed? I meant
gosh.
livid.
The log splitter itself is powered by a water wheel, consists of a chute in the floor, and rotating saw blades that cut the logs as they're fed in. So she
Who
went
would
she went through a couple of different iterations of cut up.
Ouch.
do this?
Well, incidentally, it seems what we're to find out. Are you all right, guardsman?
Not really.
I just want to point out, Alex, who would be all right in this situation? I don't think there are many people who would be.
It's like both you and I nearly died.
Yes. Just because we're all right now doesn't mean other people would be all right looking at this. If I were looking at you in this condition, I would not be all right.
This is Katrine. Did she work here? Did she have any reason to be here? Is she an employee of the lumber mill?
No. Hemlock told you that Harker and Ibber were the employees.
So what was one person doing here that wasn't an employee is the question.
Getting turned into toothpicks?
Before the toothpicks part.
Well, perhaps we'll find that out with the other body. Incidentally, is there anything of significance around the unfortunate madam's body?
Not that you can see. Like I said, there are an exit to the dock where they would pull the logs up, and then there's stairs leading up to where the log splitter itself is. The second floor is technically higher than what it would normally be because they're feeding the logs down.
So the second floor is where the log splitter is.
Yes. And what you're seeing here is there's a bunch of saw blades. So after the log is split, it's fed into saw blades to cut it into planks.
Okay, we'll continue our investigation there, I suppose.
Which way are you going? The docks or up?
We're going up to the log splitter.
All right, as you enter the area above where you were, there is a lingering scent of decay in the air. It smells sort of like there was a dead animal somewhere in here, and then it was allowed to ripen.
Oh, business tits! I thought these people were murdered recently.
I want to kind of like see if I can. How do I say? I want to see if that smell has Bruiser's nose peaked in a certain direction, and see if he can just kind of sniff around a little bit.
Poor Bruiser.
It seems to permeate the room pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, while you enter this room, you see what you assume is Harker. He's been affixed to the wall with several hooks used to grab the logs. His body has been mutilated. The face is carved away. The lower jaw is missing entirely. His bare chest is defaced as well, bearing a strange rune in the shape of a 7-pointed star.
God damn it.
Wasn't that the same?
Yes, you kind of all turn to Ren, who has a very similar, if not identical, looking star on a necklace.
Another ring.
I just look around and I gently place that behind my cloak and pat it and look around to make sure nobody saw.
Rin, we don't think you're the killer.
Okay.
Yet.
Oh no.
But whoever owned that bauble before you, they might be the killer. Bunch of jerks.
If you would like, anybody can roll me an Arcana or History check.
I'm good at both of those. Okay, may I roll both?
I shall.
Go ahead.
History, not so much. You said Arcana, also not so much. Okay. Arcana it is. Ooh, nice.
Wonderful.
Ren and Alex, you both know that this is a Thessalonian symbol.
Right?
It's a Sahedron rune. It symbolizes arcane magic.
Oh, you don't fucking say.
But how that applies to this, you don't know. Anybody have a medicine check?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Not great. Nope. Never mind.
So glad I wasted a 19 on that other one. Is this Monopoly? Can I have a redo?
Well, you know what? Sure, if Airee allows it. Rin, you roll a natural 20.
Oh, fuck yeah!
I declare portent. And that's like my last portent dice for the day.
Well, Sammy and Ren, as you're looking at the body, you can see several additional wounds. Unlike the deep slashes on the body where the rune was cut, they're smaller gashes. They almost seem to have been made by claws. Claws on a 5-fingered human-sized hand. The other thing you notice is that rotten scent is stronger near those particular wounds.
Like a potential necrotic damage type wound?
Possibly, or yeah, you're not sure. But you're also smelling that smell in the room.
Did we notice if the body downstairs had the same smell or the same wounds, or is it just the one up here?
The one up here, the one down below looks like it was fed into the splitter, which when the mill is running is continually chopping. The only way you figure that they could tell that this was Harker's body, there's a faded tattoo of a raven over his lower abdomen.
I wonder if this was some sort of like ritual or something. You know, like I don't know, like maybe they weren't after her, you know, maybe they were after Harker and she just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Doesn't make sense. Why would they cut up one like this, string them all up like, and then just throw her in a grinder?
Airee, you said there was a weapon in this room, right?
You can see a hand axe embedded in the floor near the log splitter. It
So
looks
it's
like
nowhere near the body?
it's not near the body, it's near the splitter. It looks like someone dropped it.
And you said that the axe had the lingering scent of whatever necrotic nonsense is happening here?
No, I said the slashes on the body, the claw-like slashes smelled necrotic.
Okay.
The whole room also, you haven't taken a look at the axe yet.
Okay. Maybe took a look at the axe.
Like I said, it's near the splitter. It looks like it was dropped, so it's possible the young lady had it. The handle is covered with bloody finger marks. And whoever's examining it can give me a perception check.
Sure.
Alex, when you're looking at the head of the axe, you note two things. First, there's smears of what looks like rotten flesh
Ew.
and fragments of bone caked on the blade. And second, the rotten meat stink is very strong on it. Make me a fortitude constitution save.
Sure. Constitution saving throw. I'm great at these. Oh,
You're sickened.
all right. How could my cloak not protect me from this?
It'll be a while. 8 minutes.
Eh. Eh. Wait. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's heinous.
If somebody wants to try knowledge religion,
I'm also good at that. Do I do that at disadvantage?
yeah. You're sickened.
Well,
You're just
so you
trying
wanna
not to
say
throw up everywhere.
Gosh dang it,
Really?
the other one was an 18.
I'm not a very religious person.
Eh. Eh.
He looks pretty sick. That's all I can tell with my 4.
Sammy, you know that smell can't have been natural. A dead body, like, all the bounty hunting and stuff, you've been around dead things, you've hunted things. A dead body can't produce that odor.
No.
So whatever it was used against is some form of undead.
That's not natural, that smell.
Oh, tell me about it. Oh.
No. Mm-mm. You know, I'm beginning to think this is not just a normal murder. Something's a little bit fishy.
Oh, I'll be right back. Oh, this.
Maybe get some breath out on the dock.
So what all are you guys doing now?
I'm gonna walk out and check out the dock.
Is that where Spoon went? Or Alex went, rather?
I can still smell it. Oh, God,
Well-
it smells like my Pesnicore wine.
Straight through your mouth.
Oof.
I'm gonna do that thing that all chicks do when their girlfriend is sick, and I'm gonna hold back Alex's hair while he's throwing up.
Okay, Sammy,
Oh, how sweet.
before you leave upstairs, roll me a survival check.
Survival. Not great.
It's good enough. You can tell just looking at the footprints and stuff here, where there's a lot of splashes of blood in the sawdust. It was one hell of a struggle. So
He fought back. At least he fought back.
And it looks like wherever that fight was taking place, you can see like slide marks. So you're assuming that head slide marks towards the splitter. So odds are she was just shoved. The girl was shoved into the splitter.
It definitely. So it seems like they realized the person was a threat, right? So maybe they had a particular look about him or something.
Well, considering the smell, I mean, I think they probably had more than a look about him.
So you guys going down to the pier can roll a perception check.
Was Alex going to the pier? Are we all going to the pier?
I'm going to the pier.
Oh, well, I gotta stay with you or him. Either one.
I
Just
guess
keep in
I'm,
the water.
Ren, you can see some muddy footprints that lead from one end of the pier up to the mill. You can roll her survival check now.
Fuck!
If you point it out, the others can roll it too.
That might be needed.
Hey, what's this thing here?
What? What? Let me look at it.
Looks like some shit. Some shit on the floor. I don't know.
It looks like the road.
Should I roll for Slugga?
Sure.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I don't have access to my rolls.
Hold on. Let me find Slugga's.
That's kind of how it's gonna have to be for any time I need to rolls.
No worries. I'm right here if you want me to get it for you, Airee.
I just got to it. All right, Slugga. After Ren points out the muddy prints, you get looking around, and you would swear that this person is barefoot. Probably human, or at least human sized. And it looks like they clambered up from the mud under the pier, crossed over to the mill, and literally scaled the wall to the upper floor window.
Slugga's gonna stare at that for a moment. Just go, what in the fresh hell? And Slugga's gonna start pointing. I was like, so like if you look here, this guy was under the dock, right? Like right under there, and he like kind of like dangles himself over to kind of like point out where, and then he like starts drawing the pencil, like, and then he goes all the way over here, and he's not wearing shoes, but he goes all the way over here and climbs the wall.
Like a spider?
Does he climb the wall like a spider?
Doesn't appear to, no. But it appears that they did literally climb the wall.
Like some parkour shit?
No, like literally like scale.
So
like
like a,
So just
when you
normal
were
climbing.
like when you were trying to climb up the side of the lighthouse,
oh, okay.
but they made it.
Oof.
That cuts deep. That cuts real deep.
So did that accident seem to help? Incidentally, was there any like blood trailing out from where the body was?
There's a lot of blood mixed in the sawdust upstairs, and then blood mixed in the sawdust downstairs.
There.
And there was a significant amount of blood around Harker's body.
But not like the killer left and there was a trail of blood leaving somewhere.
Evidently, he wasn't bleeding like the other one.
Well, that would be consistent with him being an undead. He probably doesn't care about leaving wounds or anything.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
mean,
But you're down at the pond. You're at on the pier. Alex is chunking his cookies. There's marshy land around on the other side of the river. But all the lumber seems to be over here. I've been looking at it trying to figure out where they're getting the lumber from, but I don't know.
I'd assume from Tanner's Bridge.
So what would you all like to do now?
well, I think they were clearly after Hawka, not the girl. So I think we should, maybe ask around and see if he had like any enemies or something. Like, did anybody want him dead?
This seems rather peculiar for some random, potentially sentient undead to go around ritualistically carving up somebody and then just randomly murdering another.
Yeah, that's just the thing. I don't think it was random.
That's my point.
It's not very clear. We need more. We need something else. Something's missing.
Well, Eber Thorn is at the garrison, and Vin, the father of the young lady, is also at the garrison.
Sounds like maybe we should go to the garrison.
As much as I'd rather not, I think we should go see Quink first. He might know something about this asinine rune that we keep running into.
Okay.
Maybe.
Broderick Quink. He is the local Thessalonian expert.
Yep.
An authority on Varisian history. He moved to this town especially because the lighthouse was here.
Because of the lighthouse.
The burned down lighthouse.
We never really did get to fully explore that, did we?
No.
We tried. Looked just like a pile of rubble.
Maybe we did miss something there. I don't know. We'll have to.
Well, Broderick's at number 8 over by the old light, if you want to go there next.
That's gonna be a walk. I think it'll be a far place away from here. I wish the traumatized guard standing next to the first body a good day, and then we make our way to number 8.
He'll ask, "Are you done?"
Oof.
We found about everything that we think that we need to draw a conclusion, guardsman.
He'll motion a couple of people, and they look probably from the church, and they'll move in as you're leaving.
I'm
have no
not
qualms with that, so I'm going to
saying
keep
this in
going.
character. Yeah, I'm not saying this in character, but that's definitely not going to be an open casket funeral.
You say that like there's caskets.
Yeah, there might be. You don't know.
I mean, maybe for the miller's daughter, but yeah. Or not the miller's daughter, the shop owner's daughter.
I bet they were in love.
You've been here for a while. Roll an intelligence check. Gagnetta can't,
Rude.
but the rest of you can.
I'll need someone to roll for me.
Well, Alex rolled a 21.
Okay.
You've been here you were here for a number of years, right? In town.
Yep.
You know, the rumors are that the eldest daughter was quite promiscuous.
Of the merchant?
Yes.
They were in love.
Anything and everything she could nail.
She needed a lot of love.
That's right.
She needed a lot of wood. That's why she was at the lumberman.
Oh.
Something tells me that's not the kind of split she was looking to do. Anyway.
Oh.
I wasn't going to make the joke, but I'm glad you did, man.
Sorry, my note next to Katrine's name is going to be promiscuous hussy.
Katrine the promiscuous hussy. Oh dear.
The dead promiscuous husky.
Well, she best not come back. I don't think she gets much business.
Deceased.
As you go into the sage's shop, Broderick says, welcome. How may I help you?
Hey, Quink. We need your expertise looking at a symbol that we've recently come across a couple times.
But of course.
I'm going to produce one of my pieces of parchment, and I'm going to attempt to draw the symbol from memory.
The 7-pointed star symbol?
Yeah, it's a 7-pointed star. I can't imagine that'd be too difficult.
I mean, it's around Ren's neck.
Yeah, but how much detail is he really going to get on a man's piece of flesh?
Well, he'll go, well, that's a Sahedron rune. That's Thessalonian.
We got it?
Yeah, the star represents the 7 virtues of rule. That would be wealth, fertility, honest pride, abundance, eager striving, righteous anger, and rest. But it also represented the 7 schools of magic recognized by the Thessalonians. Did you know that the Thessalonians did not hold divination in very high regard? They didn't consider it a proper school of magic.
Alex sniggers. I suppose that's why they went extinct now, isn't it? But unfortunately, gloating over the Thessalonians isn't why I'm here. Is there any reason to suspect that this image, symbol, has been used in crimes of passion or ritualistic killings?
Well, that's an odd question.
It's an odd situation I'm in to be investigating.
Oh, what's that?
Yes, well, and I'll hope that you keep this on the understandably down low. We're investigating murder, most
A
foul.
murder?
Yes, and this was on the pulse.
Fascinating. Oh,
On
well,
merit, yes.
I must help you with this. This is most interesting.
Murder? Murder? Yes.
Ladies, please.
Well, Thessalonian, uh, what we understand about it, ironically indicates most of the leaders were very far from virtuous.
Hmm.
Uh,
You don't say.
yeah, in reality, greed, lust, pride, gluttony, envy, wrath, and sloth, uh, we think rose from the corruptions of the virtues of rule.
So the virtues of rule led to the 7 deadly sins?
That is one theory, yes. Uh, the Sahedron rune is certainly a symbol of power.
Do you think it would be possible, like if somebody was especially randy, lustful, that would be cause for somebody of this order to, like kill them?
Sammy, as much as linking these murders to one of these potential sins, I don't believe it's anything to do with lust, or at least not outright. If anything, it looks like the unfortunate second victim was more a victim of circumstance and was nearly completely left alone.
But is there a reason why somebody would use that uh, symbol to mark somebody that they had killed?
Not that I know of. The symbol stood for and symbolized the empire. And the empire went in decline over 10,000 years ago. I don't know, even the longest lived elves could be that old.
Quink, you wouldn't
So
happen to
maybe
be
somebody
you wouldn't happen to be
just
apprised of whether or
misunderstands the
not
symbol then?
Sorry, I got two talking. Talk?
my character Boot Slug on the Acid Speak.
So maybe someone misunderstands what the symbol means. That could be why they're using that instead of say something else.
Or maybe we ain't looking for somebody that's alive. Maybe we're looking for somebody that's been dead for 10,000 years.
Incidentally, Quink, one of these schools of magic happen to be necromancy.
The schools of magic?
The ones that the Thessalonians so enjoyed.
Yeah, all the normal schools of magic, yes, that would be one of them.
Did that have a corresponding virtue?
Not that I know of.
Hmm.
I mean, and he'll hold on a second. See if this book actually gives me what I want.
I'm gonna be at work next week, just randomly sitting on my desk saying, "Murder." That's all thanks to you.
You're welcome.
There is abjuration, transmutation, enchantment, necromancy, evocation, conjuration, there's one more.
Was evocation mentioned?
Yeah, I did evocation. Did I do enchantment?
I believe you did.
Oh, yes, illusion.
Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite.
And Broderick's sitting there and he's going, Given that the killer carved this into their flesh, I wonder if the murderer is some sort of scholar. But not me. No, it wasn't me.
Of course not, Quink. Not to brag or dismiss you in anything, but so far as I'm aware, you haven't managed to create anything of any level of power that'll be able to overpower several men. Especially not something that stinks to high heaven, I assure you. However, that does narrow our options down. The only people who would know about this sort of thing are people in your level of expertise, which still counts you out. But it also doesn't discount members of the nobility. All the educated people there, and ugh, I hate investigations. Quink, would you happen to know of any sort of undead pack predator?
Pack predator?
Yes.
Ghoul?
My character thinks about it. It would make more sense than usual. Thank you, Quink. You've been most helpful. I'll make sure to keep Baylor off your case and out the streets, trying to prevent everyone from causing a ruckus around your shop.
If you need any help, I'm perfectly willing to come and help you.
Not to worry. I'm sure we'll see to this investigation. I suspect there'll be blood and death before the end.
Oh, by the way, Quink, I heard that you came here because you were studying the lighthouse. Is there anything of interest that you could tell us about the history? Or that you've learned since you've been here?
Alex looks from beyond the door which he was trying to escape from. Can you hear him now?
Well, the old light is, of course, a war machine. It's capable of spewing fire from its peak.
Is that a weapon from when the Empire was around that this Thessalonian symbol represents?
Yes, the old light would have stood over 100 foot tall, maybe 200 feet.
And launched fireballs from up to a mile. Or longer. That was your theory, right, Quink?
But of course. I know it's not popular, but it is correct.
I'm just thankful we don't live in the age where we'd need it. Or, at the very least, where it could be aimed at us.
Well, the Thessalonian rulers became covetous of each other's power and warred with each other.
I mean, it sounds like they did us a favor by destroying each other, but is it possible that there is somebody that is trying to bring all that back?
Like I said, it would make sense that the killer would be a scholar. I mean, who else would know of the runes?
So where were you No, I'm kidding.
My character pats Candy on the shoulder.
I mean, when you look at the relics, what's left behind these monuments, it's a testament to the power they have. Just the way that so many of these have resisted erosion and the march of time testifies to their skill in magic. Like I said, I believe the empire came apart more than 10,000 years in the past.
Do you know of any other scholars that are interested in this sort of history?
None in this area. We each typically pick something that we like and research it. My interest was the old light.
Is there another? So there are no other scholars in the area that are interested in Thessalonian history and war machines and whatnot.
I mean, there's other scholars in town, but they don't necessarily agree with what I say about the Thessalonians. But I don't know that they are a particular scholar of Thessalonian. But let me find the name. I mean, the House of Blue Stones, it's where a number of people meet to discuss things.
Would we find the House of Blue Stones?
At 19.
It's right down the road.
Right down the road.
You can do intelligence check, and I'll see what I can tell you about it.
About the House of Blue Stones?
Yep.
Her or all of us?
Anybody that's lived here.
Well, Sluggle will go ahead and do it as well then.
Sure,
What'd
why
you say
not?
it was?
I studied at Tandaruk.
Intelligence.
The stone building is primarily a single large chamber. The floor is decorated with polished blue stones set within winding pathways of reed mats. The structure was built 10 years after Sandpoint was founded by a wandering monk. His name was Indraki Sorn. Today, the monastery is tended to by his daughter, Sabil. The father was a worshiper of Airee, god of self-perfection and knowledge. Sabil maintains a large collection of old books and scrolls in the chambers below, but she only allows fellow worshippers or people with very good intentions to use them. But it is a gathering point for scholars from time to time.
Well intended.
I believe that's up for her to decide.
Worth a shot.
I'm not quite so sure. We go around everywhere asking everyone, by the way, we're looking into this ghastly murder. And I don't think that's going to earn us many favors the further we get into this investigation.
Which
Well, we
is
don't have to tell her that's what we're there for.
specifically what Broderick asked you not to mention.
Exactly.
We don't have to tell her that's what we're there for. We can come up with another reason to, go in and be asking questions.
Oh,
Maybe we're doing a research paper.
We did find the symbol at our new home. We can ask if somebody has cursed the place because we found these symbols, which is sort of true.
I don't think there's anything necessarily having to do with magic in the area. It was just a heinous stink from a creature we may have already identified thanks to Twink.
Well, what we do need is some kind of a lead as to where to look for whatever it is that attacked. Or why.
Fair enough. Ganyeta, Sammy, Slugga, you three can go to the palace. Me and Yin will go to the church.
What palace?
What is it called?
The Blue Stone.
The House of Blue Stones.
Yes, that one.
I don't know how I got palace out of that.
Okay.
Rin, you okay? You gave me that look again.
I'm fine. Just listening, seeing what the next step here is. Had to make sure I was unmuted.
Fair enough.
I get nervous because they're going after Horse.
Oh, does this mean I should go back to Delilah then?
Why? Do you want to be targeted next?
It's the worst idea you could possibly have.
Not particularly, but it might help.
How would that help?
To provide bait to pounce on?
Yeah, and I enjoy your affections, but I'm not having sex with you in church.
Did I miss something? What's targeting prostitutes or whatever?
Well, as our investigations have led us to so far, and are we doing this like in front of Quink's shop? Or are there like bystanders that could be listening to this?
No, there's not. Well, Gorvy's out in front of his shack, which is across the street from you.
He's already seen us do stupid shit.
He doesn't care.
He probably thinks we're a bunch of morons.
Good old
He's
Gorby.
not wrong.
Okay, he's not wrong.
So, what's happening?
Guess
I
who
don't
was
know.
targeting the horse?
I think 2 people were going to the church, and 3 people were going to the Blue Monastery.
Alex is going to the church, and he requested Yen to follow with him, and he basically suggested that Ganyeta, Sammy, and Slugga go to the House of Blue Stones.
Let's do it.
I'm going with him then.
Sounds like a good plan.
So you 2 eloping?
Not in a church! Not in a church! Okay, maybe in a church. But not in a church! It's like a Sammy and Ganyeta want, they can do their thing first.
Sure.
Okay.
What do you do?
A knock on the door. I mean, is it open? Like, is this a 3 knocks? You know, a guy peeks his head over the peekaboo hole and asks you a question, kind of an establishment, or can I just open the door?
Oh, it's open. Like I said, this is a monastery. It's set up with reed mats on the floor, winding paths going between the mats.
Then I'm walking in.
I'm just imagining
And-
Sammy walking up to the door, knocking on it.
You'll see a young lady motion you in.
I'm not really sure what we're looking for. I don't know what questions to ask.
So, um, are you Sabine?
Yes. And you are?
I'm Ganyeda. Can you tell me anything about a 7-pointed star Thessalonian symbol? Do you know of anybody that has come in recently and is researching anything about that symbol or the empire or anything like that?
And before she just says, "Oh yes, Quink has been in here."
Well, I mean, yeah, she will bring that up. Well, Quink is the local expert on Thessalonian. I mean,
Yeah.
he would know more about the symbols than I would. I'm just a humble little follower of Airee.
You think there's anybody else in this establishment that might be able to provide us some information?
I mean, what kind of information are you looking for?
Just historical in nature.
Well, Thessalonian Empire was 7,000 to 8,000 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, that's a long time. Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily a hot topic, except for Quink. He loves discussing it.
Okay.
Most of us will debate with him for a little while, and then it gets boring after a while.
And then you feel as though you've got to get out of the room as soon as you can?
What kind of things y'all debate about? Differences of opinions on some of the facts or something?
Oh, Quink thinks that the light was a weapon. But the old light is obviously just a lighthouse. I mean, we're on the edge of the inner sea here.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, you need a lighthouse to guide the ships in here. It's obvious. And come on, who can believe that this tower could spew light for fire for miles? Just ridiculous.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I think I heard something about that theory.
Then you've talked to Quink.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else to ask.
I don't think there's anything else.
Same.
I think we
I have
should
no idea
just
for questions,
leave.
so just kind of sitting here silently.
Hey, thanks. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Let's go and see if we can find Alex and Rin and see what they find out.
Let's be honest, we both know they only went to church for one reason.
I just wanted some alone time.
As they usually do.
It's a big step moving in together. I think maybe they just needed some time to kind of like work through that. Like, what does that actually mean for them? Like who gets what side of the bed? How much space is too much space? That kind of thing.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't have that problem.
Aw. I'm sorry. Poor
I
little
know.
bunny.
It's just the Mr. Lonely playing in the background. Just, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have no bunny. I'm on my own.
Wow, 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 wow.
So what is happening with our other two wayward people?
Well, unless Rin is being unusually aggressive, we are not in fact playing hide the salami. We are going directly to Father Xantos to see if we can talk to him.
Wow. I will not be playing that game right this second. Maybe later.
Good to know. So we're going to Father Xantos.
All right, you can make it to the cathedral. What are you going to do?
All right, I'm going to request to see Father Xantos and see if we can have an audience.
I believe he's in the courtyard
Hmm.
at the center of the chapel.
I will walk up to him, assuming no one stops me, and I will greet him. Hello, Father Xantos. Might have a word.
But of course, my son.
First of all, I would like to thank you again for your assistance in the late unpleasantness, but unfortunately, I'd like to ask of you a favor.
If I can.
Can you tell me about who might have recently worked the Sandpoint Boneyard recently? One of the groundskeepers? Someone who might know if something is amiss?
Oh, it's the acolytes that tend to the graveyard. But we haven't had anything amiss since the bones disappeared. And you were there to help find out about that.
Right, I fear that your predecessor's remains have not received a pleasant ending.
Oh?
Yes,
What?
my strangely innocuous and gray-faced friend here, my character just like kind of motions to Rin, have recently taken up residence with what used to be the goblins' filthy dirt hovel, which incidentally seemed to have some Thessalonians built upon it.
And how does this concern the father's remains?
I fear that Nualia has either sacrificed or done away with her wayward father's remains. Incidentally, yes, she did survive the fire. She did not survive us.
Oh, that is horrible news. What happened to his remains?
I was not able to locate anything that was actively discernible except for a singular pile of dust, seemingly sacrificed, what I can only assume to be. The character thinks about Lamash too, the mother of monsters.
My lord. You're saying Nuadia did that?
Correct.
What a depraved child.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to interrogate her for intentions, but she was a avid writer about her escapades, and honestly, she's not said anything I'd rather share.
Yes, I understand. It must be quite disturbing.
The character nods. Incidentally, do you mind if I interrogate some of your acolytes and make sure that everything isn't a mess in the boneyard? I have reason to be concerned for something anew arising in the town of Sandpoint.
Uh, yes, you can, but they would quickly come to me if anything was amiss. That's how we found out about the previous father's remain, or, well, the monument being opened and
I see. Additionally, Father Xantos, you have my apologies.
What's Rin doing?
Is my mic working?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes when I unmute it, it like tells me it's unmuted, but it's not. Um Not a very good Sherlock Holmes. My expertise is in the fucking and healing department. Uh
Please tell me you're not saying this in front of a church.
oh right. No, internal monologue.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
Um so I've already forgotten the thing's name that you said. What was the thing that you said where the priest was like, "Oh Lord," or "Oh dear Lord," or whatever he said?
Now I was curious what you were doing.
The Lamash too. Well, I mean, I'm following Alex around. He said that he wanted me to go with him. I guess I really want to know, like, is it just me, Alex, and the brother Frankenfurt?
Father Xantos?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you're out in a courtyard.
Is there other people around us?
Can't stop picturing him now as actually Dr. Frankenfurter.
Can't picture what?
Dr. Frankenfurter
Good lord.
from Rocky Horror. Oh my gosh, with the pearls and everything.
I have no idea what you referenced, but I'm glad you're happy.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Drawing a blank.
Oh, Alex, we
We'll
are
have
going
to send
to
him the
educate
picture.
you.
No.
We don't have to do that. I fucking hate that movie, but we can send him a picture. Is it just
Get-
me, Alex, and the other? Is there other people like around?
I mean, there were other people in the church, but you came out into the courtyard.
Okay. Does anybody seem perturbed by the fact that he's just walking around with a fucking changeling, wearing this 7-pointed star bullshit?
Well, you tucked it away.
I did indeed.
I also specifically told Father Xantos, oh yeah, by the way, don't mind my companion. My strange, like, dark complexioned elfy friend.
And in a sense, that's what she does sort of resemble. Rin, make a perception check.
Okay.
Since you
Yeah.
seem bored and wandering around the courtyard.
Remember
Man, I'm
last session when I
perceptive
said this would
today.
have no lasting ramifications?
As you're walking around, there's standing stones in this courtyard, and you're looking and you're going around and you start counting as you're just walking around the standing stones.
Is there 7?
There's 7.
Hey, Alex,
Yes?
could I pull you away from Brother Steen over there?
Hector blinks a couple times. His name is Father Xantos, and I'll hope you remember that.
Xantos, yep. That one's it. Yep, Xantos. Can I borrow you?
Excuse me, Father Xantos, it appears my companion is worried about something. Yes?
There's 7 stones here.
Right, the same as the Thessalian Star. How can I assist you?
It seems interesting for it to be at the church, does it not?
Not necessarily. This is built upon Thessalonian ruins, and not to mention the ruins of the previous church.
Do we think that maybe we might mention that here? Do we think that maybe we should keep an eye on this place in the event that it may be a next target? Father Zustro over there maybe needs a protection. I'm not good at the investigations.
I'm sure Bela will keep the church nice and well protected in the days to come.
Okay.
We wouldn't want any more fires, would we?
Oh dear God, please no more fires. I still have not learned how to control those.
Beg your
Only a
pardon?
friend of the
Nothing. I'll go back with you to Father Zelonian.
Right. My character
The
will
fuck
walk.
is his
She
name? Zustro?
She
My
walks up and says, "So, Father Zamboni,
Hey, Father Zamboni, I'm walking here. I'm praying here. Anyway, my apologies, Father Xantos. What were we saying?
I think you were worried about some activity in the graveyard, maybe?
Ah, yes. Me and my small gang of mercenaries now currently apparently tracking a monstrous undead of some description. We were wondering if any of the bodies had been exhumed for any reason. However, if your acolytes are not reporting any of the such, well, then that's a fortunate occurrence, because it means that this is not entirely localized to Sandpoint. Incidentally, as I believe I was getting to, I apologize, Father Xantos, but you're going to have some bodies to purify soon.
Yes, I've been informed. We have two priests there collecting them now.
Would you prefer your acolytes to do the job of informing bereaved families, or shall I?
I don't believe that Harker has a family here.
Hmm.
And I believe the sheriff has already talked to Finn.
I see. Well, me and my companion are going to set out and make sure that you'll have to purify as few people as possible in the near future. Good day, Father Xantos. You've been most helpful.
Thank you for that. I pray that everything goes peacefully.
Don't we all? The character will about face, and he'll begin walking out of the church.
You gonna follow Ren, or are you gonna...
Nah, I'm following.
I'm surprised you guys didn't ask him about the stones.
The fair point. We're not gone yet. Hey, Father's banana.
Father Banana.
I can't remember his name. Strawberry.
Mentos. Father
Mentos.
Mentos.
Mentos. That sounds a lot closer, but still not right. What the fuck is his name, Airee?
He looks at you and says, "Are you touched, my child?"
In more ways than we probably should talk about here, brother. Whatever. Anyway, what? Why are your? Do you know that your stones? You have 7 stones.
Uh, yes, they're the standing stones.
Kind of interesting, don't you think? That
Well, the Varisians have worshipped here for centuries. So,
So they're summoning something. We already killed one thing that got summoned
not
by
that I
the
know
7
of,
point.
I don't. The standing stones have been a place of worship. You know, it's where Varisians have been. The church has been built here twice. It's just holy ground.
I mean, they worshipped the thing that we killed that came from the 7 pointed what you call it as well. So I mean, you know what? You probably got this handled. If you summon something, call us. We'll be here.
My character will walk back into the scene. Are you coming?
I'm coming.
Alex, you can just see this, I guess,
Father
look between
Santos' bewilderment.
bewilderment and horror. Not exactly sure what's going on with the young lady.
I hope you didn't say anything untoward to Father Xantos.
So where to now?
I'm just assuming this is part of the scene, and that Rin's silence says more than anything anyone could possibly say. I guess I'll go down to the jail with Rin and tow. What the fuck just happened? Yeah, we killed the Thessalonian god. What the fuck are you two doing in here? I'm gonna get burned at the stake. I'm gonna love every minute of this.
Sorry, Alex, I buckle under pressure.
Don't I know it?
So you can meet your group heading your way while you're heading the other way. What would you all like to do now?
I'm gonna whisper very loudly. We went over to the blue stone place, but we really didn't know what to ask. I guess we just buckled under pressure.
Alex will blink a couple times and he'll cast message to Ganyeta. He didn't ask about anyone inquiring about Thessalonian imagery, or...
Well, I mean, they just by default pointed to Quink, and that was that.
I mean, we asked some questions. You know, there's just not a lot of information that we got from those particular questions that we asked. Kinda.
I see. My character immediately about faces to look at Slugga. Slugga?
Yes.
Alright, the ghoul's gotten him. No, in all seriousness. Hold Bruiser. I don't know when I'll stop. Rin, hold your sister.
What?
I
What?
hold Sammy.
What?
What's happening?
I give Sammy a noogie.
Nice.
Why?
What questions did you ask?
We asked them some questions.
Which ones?
I don't remember
we asked
the things that we said. That hurts. And
I grasped Sammy by the cheeks. I just watched your sister tell Father Xantos we killed a Thessalonian god. Please tell me you have something.
I'm going to I'm gonna turn into my human form so that I'm roughly the same size as him as he's grabbing my cheeks. Be like, don't do that. I don't like to be manhandled. We asked some questions. We asked, if anybody studied this kind of junk, and they said no, that it was, the other guy, and then we asked them, we did ask, what they like to argue about, because he said that they might have like differing opinions than he did, but then they said what they argued about was the lighthouse not being, like a weapon and shit. Like it was just gonna be, a normal lighthouse. There wasn't anything there. Don't do that.
Excellent. Rin, hug your sister.
I hug Sammy.
No. Sisters before misters. That's bullshit. Don't hug me now. You helped him with that.
I'll
I
turn to
transform
Slugga.
into
Hug
whatever the
dog.
biggest character I can transform into is, and then I give her a noogie.
While this is happening, I'll turn to Slugga. Slugga, hug the dog. And then I will abrasively look at Ganyeta, and I will point at her directly in her face. And you, don't seduce anyone.
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
What drugs have you
I will
done,
walk
Alex?
inside of
Are
the...
you okay?
I will not elaborate further, and I will walk inside of Baylor's armory or his jailhouse or whatever.
What?
Would you like me to repeat myself, Slugga?
That's not gonna help. I think you lost it. Have you caught something that's messing with your head?
Ganyeta's a very sexy lady. Okay? What's the
maybe you got
problem?
like an STD, a sexually transmitted demon.
Clearly, we're not the only ones that crack under pressure.
We have priests for that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think they can help you, Alex. You're too far gone.
You're hugging a dog, Slugga. Get in here.
I am not hugging a dog. What are you talking about?
Then you're not doing what you're told. Stop it.
Stop being weird. You're gonna.
Never.
I'll hug
All right,
Bruiser.
This is why they do not call you the Rizzler.
Good.
Why would they call him that? That's a horrible nickname.
I'm not even going to teach you the lingo I've learned. It is fine. You'll learn one day.
Is that the bunny talk?
No? I don't think so. You gotta remember, I am the only one of me any of us has ever seen. Well, I guess I've seen more of me when I was young, but that's the other story.
You do own a mirror.
Alex, I swear to God. Every single one of them.
You own a
You will
pair
never have
of
a shoe
thieves'
without a
tools.
hole in it ever again. I will make it feel like you've been living like you're homeless for the past 15 years.
That'll be impressive. I've had a home all my life.
Because all of your clothes will look like that. I know how to make it happen.
Next thing we know, we just see Slugga with his cheeks like poofed out because he's storing cotton from the shoes in his fucking cheeks like a hamster.
Perhaps.
And he just like a see, I told you so. Told you so.
You no longer have intact shoes. Get swayed on.
So, what are you guys doing now?
Well,
I guess I'm
Rin
not
is giving
telling
a noogie to
people.
her
I just
sister.
think.
Armory.
Say again?
I thought you said we were going to the armory.
I said I was going to the armory. You're being hugged and noogied by your sister.
I would not be continuing to allow that to happen.
Oh, I would have let go by now, transformed back into my actual self, and gone with Alex, and taken a mental note that maybe I shouldn't be walking around telling holy officials that I've murdered a god. Though I don't quite remember saying I murdered a god. I just said that they summoned something and we killed it.
I am so glad I prefaced that whole conversation with him to ignore you. God damn, I hate you, right?
It's the changeling in her. Her mind's all warped.
Your jacket's not on, you're getting cold, it's fucking with you. Alright, I'm walking in to see Baylor.
Okay.
I'm very unseductively walking in to see Baylor as well.
Excellent.
I walk in with my
How do I
man
get that
swagger.
Yes, no, bless you.
Have you learned anything?
A number of potential things. Have you caught anyone going around the graveyard as of yet?
No, we haven't had any issues with the graveyard since before you left to deal with the goblins.
Well, that's somewhat good for Sandpoint, but that also increases the area we're going to need to search around. Well, here's what we seem to have discerned, Sheriff. According to our findings, there was a struggle, and the young lady, who has unfortunately been fed into the log splitter, apparently assailed what we believe to be a ghoul, who, for whatever reason, was sentient enough to carve a Thessalonian symbol into the body of the first victim.
He just kind of looks at you for a moment. A ghoul?
That's our current hypothesis on the creature that's doing this. It was barefoot, likely wouldn't want to be seen anywhere near the town, and for all we know, likely escaped over the fence from which it came into the mill's pond.
Interesting.
However, since it hasn't been exhumed any of the corpses from the boneyard of the church, then all I can assume is that this creature, or whatever have you, is operating outside of the town of Sandpoint as a whole, likely in some of the outlying villages, which means that it might be bigger than we originally suspected. The reason I suspect it's a ghoul is because I went to see Quink. I specifically asked him if he was aware of any pack predators in regards to, well, undead, and his first response was, almost as if it was obvious to him, a ghoul. And the reason I suspect a pack predator is I produced the note. Well, they sort of opened and shut that one for us, didn't they? As I kind of point to the part where it says join the pack.
Interesting.
As he's saying all of this, my mouth is just open wide, like my mind has been blown.
Well, one reason they might not have found anything in the graveyard is ghouls typically are formed after being killed by another ghoul or something bigger. They're not raised. But they can be in packs.
And that's what we'll write about. You mentioned an individual, I believe the name was, I don't recall his name, but you said there was someone who was found in the town of Galeria who's been sent to an asylum? Sanatorium?
That would be the bodyguard. He'll shuffle some notes. Graced Sevilla.
Grace Sevilla. Okay.
And I butchered the pronunciation, I'm sure. I'll just put it in chat for you.
And I'm assuming you know a limited amount of information about these men in the separate town. Are they travelers? Are you aware of their profession?
The other three that died, yes, we have them downstairs in cold storage. They're con artists. I had banned them from the town. I'm not really surprised that they're dead. More surprised it took them this long to be killed.
Con artist. My character squints his eyes. He holds up a finger. The first victim, the one with the... Yes, the one that was found with the symbol on him. Was he... Do you have a reputation?
Not that I know of. Perhaps Eber can tell you more. Eber worked with him, after all.
I see.
He's in a cell here at the moment also.
Very well. I have another running theory about what these killings might mean, but I have very little info to go on. Incidentally, my character looks to Sammy. Good job, Sammy.
Yeah.
Talk to Ebor.
Wait, what did I do?
You gave me a working theory to run on.
Thank you. I'm very smart like that.
Bruiser, kill. My character points at Sammy.
What?
I assume the dog just stands there or licks her face.
You're trying to get him to attack me?
Yes, with loving kisses. Now let's go.
I'm so confused. What theory did I give you?
You said you thought that these people were being attacked because they were being a lustful corpulence, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was one of several things that we could have attributed that to, another one being greed. And if these con men had that symbol on them, my character shrugs, that's a better link than we
So you're
know.
saying I could have been right all along.
What I'm saying is that you were on the right track, though not necessarily right.
Okay, you know what? All I heard was blah, blah, blah. You're right. So let's go.
Before you go,
Mm-hmm.
Hemlock will hand you a note. And this was found at the first murder site in the barn.
I'm sensing a pattern. Ooh, good creep.
It's in game notes, so.
And and this was found at Bradley's barn.
One of the men, yes, it was in the pocket of one of the men. My men were on patrol when Grace came barging out of the barn, crying, and was very frantic. And my men went in to see what was going on. They found the 3 bodies. Very similar to what happened to Harker.
This lordship fella. I don't like him.
Well, that's good. He's trying to frame me.
Did you maybe give him noogies too?
But
Clearly not nearly enough of them.
evidently Grace had been tied up in the barn and left, actually. He had some puncture wounds in his shoulder. But evidently, whoever desecrated the bodies had left him there to watch. I think it broke the poor man's mind.
Horrible. And cruel.
Well, then I suppose we'd better interrogate Ebor and get over there post haste if we're truly dealing with a ghoul.
Okay. You're going to go check out the bodies. You're going to go check out Ebor. You're going to check out Vin.
All right, the bodies are in cold storage. I guess we'll go look at the bodies first.
I would be curious to know if there's anything carved in them.
Yeah, the only reason the men were identifiable was the piece of parchment. Hemlock will inform you. You'll find that probably not even their mother would recognize them now. One is Tarch Mortwell. Then there's Linear Hask and Gedwin Tabe. They were con men and swindlers. Troublemakers. But now that the murders happened at the mill, and given the fact that they have the same 7-pointed marking on their chest, it can't be revenge.
They do have the marking on their chest.
Yes, when you go in, they do. Decay has set in. You guys can roll a medicine check, though, if you would like.
I'll give assistance to Rin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sigh and be like, "Oh, finally something I'm good at."
Roll with advantage,
Thank you
Rin.
for the
Roll with
assistance.
advantage. That's survival.
Oh, you're right. Of the survival. Hold on. Medicine, you said?
Yes.
Still glad for the advantage. Fuck.
Fine.
Wait, can I have the 18 instead? They're the same.
I'll let you have it. And you're looking at these, and like I said, decay has started to set in. Very similar cut up chest star pattern to what you found with Harker. And you also see claw marks similar to what you discovered on Harker's bodies.
I'm assuming very obviously the stench of decay is in here.
Yes.
Is it?
So let me ask you something. If when we were talking about ghouls and that a ghoul is made by a ghoul, does that mean that their body is does it do anything to their bodies? Like, is that what's going on here? Is there a ghoul that's killing these guys and turning them into ghouls, or is the fact that they still have bodies that are sitting here means that that's not the case? Is somebody developing a ghoul army?
If that is what they're
What?
doing, they're probably not doing it here. My current running theory is that these are all people being targeted, likely for some vindictive, vaguely Thessalonian reason. Like, for instance, my running theory is that these three men, in addition to the current victim, were greedy. That's all I have to go on.
I just want to point out that was my theory first. Just gonna throw that out there. And I'm just gonna kind of like stretch a little bit, like, yeah. Mhm.
I see.
What? We'll have to get them in the ground soon.
Well, I believe our investigation is concluded there, so I guess it's go time to talk to Ebor.
Should we be burying them? Maybe burn them. Maybe burn them. What if they come back? What if we have more zombie situations?
Well, thankfully that's what Father Xantos is for. He's probably very good at getting purifying these days.
Okay, you're right. I'm just saying, I don't know if I could do another zombie army.
The sheriff will tell you to take it easy on Eber. He's been through a lot this morning. But you'll go to a cell. You see a young man, somewhat handsome, has a little bit of a narrow face, Still has the big doe-like eyes, probably from where he found everything this morning.
Hello, Ebo.
Hello.
My name is Alex Tyrannus. Rest of my name. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
I feel like I haven't heard that in forever.
I mean, I've told the sheriff everything I know. He knows it already.
Yes, well, clearly the sheriff isn't up to sharing impertinent details. You mind if I ask you a few questions about your friend, the victims?
I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I've told the sheriff about what I saw.
They were friends of yours, right, Ebo? Co-workers?
Harker was.
And the young lady, I assume, wasn't there for late night tryst?
Like I said, I've told everything to the sheriff.
I'm aware. We're just trying to get things from your perspective. Airee, does he seem like he needs calming down? Should I, make a persuasion check?
You can give it a go.
Don't worry, I'm great at this. Why do they put all the P words next to each other? Here we go. Hey, it was almost a 15. Read.
He's got those big doe-like eyes, and he just keeps going. I've already told the sheriff all this. I don't want to remember this.
Ebo, we're just trying to prevent this from happening to anybody else.
Anybody else?
Hold on. No, I don't know.
I feel like this is Alex's area of expertise as far as the investigations go. I'm just here for moral support and prepared to give people equal rights and equal lefts.
This is the guy from the lumber yard, or is this okay?
I believe this guy worked at the lumber mill and was the first one to discover the bodies.
Was it usual for uh, people that didn't work at the lumber yard to be there? Was it unusual for Katrine and Harker? Is that his name? Yeah, Harker to be there.
Harker worked there.
Sorry, I didn't mean that. Oh yeah, he did work. Harker and he were employees. Is it usual for Katrine to be there? I mean, it's a pretty dangerous place. I can't imagine that you allow people to just walk in.
I mean, I've told the sheriff everything. He knows it all.
Why aren't you being helpful?
Why didn't you answer her question? Is it usual for Katrine to be here?
I've answered all this before. Just
you-
ask the sheriff.
We're asking you.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to remember this.
I'm gonna walk up to him and lift up his shirt to see if he has a raven tattoo.
Oh, we're just
What are
jumping to
you
sexual
doing?
assault? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start stripping the man.
I mean, does he have a raven tattoo?
No.
Well, no raven tattoo.
Why would I have a raven tattoo?
Did he have a 7-pointed something on him?
No.
Why would we believe you? You're not answering any questions. I didn't ask you. I asked the person who just looked under your top.
I'm not saying this aloud, but I did think this internally is when Geniata grabbed his shirt, I was just about to yell, Geniata, I told you not to seduce him!
I mean, I was trying not to look sexy and all.
Continue.
Just, you guys ever see those like cartoons where they give somebody a wedgie and they pull it up their ass and then wrap it all the way over their fucking head and basically attach it to their jaw? Like that's just imagine what I imagine she did, but the other way around where she just flops his shirt over his head and forces him to be there. Like, what the fuck's happening?
You go get some rest. I don't. I guess all the information we're going to get is coming out of Baylor.
Well, that doesn't make any sense though, because we've already spoken to Baylor, have we not? And he told us to investigate. And this honestly is just how investigations go. There's follow-up questions, and he's refusing to answer the questions. Look, man, I know that you don't want to remember. I know that you've already answered these questions. But here's the thing. We've already spoken to Baylor, and if he had told us any of this, then we wouldn't be here asking. But he didn't, and we're here. So please, just answer the questions so that maybe you recollect something that you forgot to tell Baylor, or that maybe Baylor forgot to tell us. Because in the end, if any information that you have prevents somebody else being killed, we need to know it. And if you refuse to tell us, then that just means that the next person that does die, potentially that blood's on your hands.
Roll of persuasion.
Gosh, she's just bad cop, worse cop over here.
Can I declare the help
Well,
action?
fuck! Oh, thank God! It's not any better.
Bug.
I told him everything I know.
But he
Go
didn't
see
tell us what
him.
But we've seen him.
See him again. Leave me alone.
Somebody talk to this idiot.
Geniata, Slugga, Sammy, someone roll persuasion checks. Evac. Evac.
You got to do something if you want to roll a persuasion check.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna do something, but my persuasion is already -2, so not
Damn it,
helping.
Geniata, I told you not to seduce him.
He just puts his shirt back down and flattens it.
She
Look.
has to give me a reason to roll that.
I mean,
Now she has to figure out what the reason is.
She was talking to him same as everybody else, except for Slugga.
she's seducing him. Clearly.
Yeah, what do you say? She's obviously seducing.
I mean,
This
she already tried to take his clothes off.
Look, roll for seduction. It's the same plus.
No, she's got to come up with a reason.
Oh
All
my
right, well-
gosh. So,
I believe in you, Geniata. Again with the plan. We always believed.
I was looking for a raven, but those abs, ooh.
Look, he
Ivor.
told me not to do this, but
I'm gonna sit down next to Ivor and say, "Look, Ivor, I know that this is very distressing for you, and that you've run into a situation where you found your friend and coworker, well, in this state. And I know you don't want to relive it any, but do you know why he might have been targeted, or why he has this tattoo and you don't? Is there something he was involved with?
Harker had frequent meetings with Katrine.
Normally here at the lumber yard, or was it elsewhere? It's just something
No,
he talked about.
no, it was always at the lumber mill.
So she is here often. Okay. Um,
I mean, he knew Vin was a protective father, so they tried to keep it to a place where nothing could be heard.
do you think that Vin had realized that there was something going on with them, and maybe this is his fault, or is this somebody else?
I really don't think Vin could do what was done. That
Honestly, I don't either. But were either of them involved in anything else? Did they plan to run away? Was there something that was happening soon, or anything that you know of?
no. They just like getting it on.
Did he have
I'm
any
I'm I'm
gambling
gonna
careers? Anything that would want someone to hurt him over?
Getting it on.
Roll investigation, Alex.
I'm actually good at this, please. Okay.
whew.
You think he's holding something back. He seems a bit evasive when you're talking about Harker and
Money.
A bit. We just had to sexually assault this man to get this far.
I mean, he told you about them getting it on and everything, but he just seems evasive when you're talking about, you know, money and
Money, okay.
yeah.
Is there somebody that was coming around to try to collect from him for something? Is there anything any way that you can give us a name so we know where we can start looking, or start asking questions?
You can try another persuasion check. Did you hear what she called me?
No, I fortunately your mic was not open when I called you an asshole.
Incidentally, Ganyeta just rolls an extra 20, so which I can only say is, oh, great heavens!
Harker was cooking the books. He's been doing it for quite a while. You know, I never took part in it, but he was skimming money from sales over the last several years. I mean, the place is owned by the Scarnettis. I mean, they've burned places down before just because it was competition.
Alex is going to briefly leave the room outside of the view of the jail cell, and then he's going to fist pump and quietly yell, "Yes, I was right again." And he's going to compose himself and walk back into the room.
Ebor, thank you very much. I know that this has been very difficult for you, and maybe you need to go and get some rest. But we'll see what we can find out um, about what's been going on with the skimming, and if somebody found out, and well, it's possible somebody found out, and this is retribution. Maybe it's a lead, but we'll see.
Or at the very least, a motive.
Motive. Yeah.
That's what you doing now.
Well, I guess we're going to go and apprise Baylor of this latest development, and then we're probably going to leave for the sanatorium and probably leave that for next session, I'd assume.
Alrighty.
I don't know how everyone's current situation is.
I mean, I'm off tomorrow.
I'm not.
Oh,
I wish, but no, I'm not.
All right, then I'll mosey on up to Baylor, assuming he's still there doing paperwork or trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
What do you think?
All right, well, we just talked to Ebor and had to get a little bit of prying and some classic half-orc seduction, but we managed to get something out of him. Apparently, one of the victims has been skimming some money off the top of the local mill, which is consistent with my current fascination with Thessalonian imagery relating that someone has decided that these people are all greedy and that's the motive for the killings. We can't really put anything else together that would link those victims, and the girl is completely left alone. Well, more or less.
I just don't understand. I mean, it makes no sense.
That's probably the idea. I imagine someone's been planning this for quite a while. But now we're going to have to go and try and figure out the description or a potential location of this person, and the only lead we really have left, I think, is the sanatorium. Ebor thought he might have had this happen to... I keep forgetting his name.
Scarnetti's or Harker?
It was Harker. Ebor thought that Harker had actually potentially been killed by the Scarnettis, but I don't buy that. As long as unless you want to send up a couple boys to check that the Scarnettis have suddenly grown necrotic, then I don't think that there are power players here. And according to Quink, the only people who'd know about any of this imagery or symbology would be some kind of scholar, so we have a noble of some description, or someone who's heading the game and making all this fanciful imagery like they're the part of some heroic plot to overthrow some greedy empire or something. We'll get back to you after the sanatorium. Baylor?
No, the Scarnettis are ruthless, but if they wanted somebody dead, it would probably have been a assassination. They are thick as thieves, shall we say.
Yeah, that's fair, but, well, I don't know about any noble families that suddenly want to stick around anything having to do with necromancy.
I'll warn you about Graced. He's a bit off his rocker.
He is in a sanatorium.
Yeah, we had to take them there tied up. Like I said, my man knew he was sick and insane when they first met him. He came running out of the barn at him. They had to actually subdue him. He was flesh-fevered, eyes were wild, his mouth was frothing, his clothes were caked with blood.
Well, it sounds like we're running out of time. Thanks for the info, Baylor.
I
think we're
think
out to the
most of the
sanatorium.
blood was from the 3 that he was supposed to be guarding. He was just a thug.
You know, I feel like that information would have been more helpful before we went to go talk to him.
We didn't talk to him.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Other guy.
I wish you luck with Graced.
My character gives him a casual 2-finger salute and starts walking off. As long as he gives us a description and a general location, we'll be better off than before. Wish us luck, Baylor.
Good luck. Stop this person.
Working on it.
By the way, the doctor at the sanatorium is Airee.
Ah, right. Incidentally, is this person used to visitors?
I mean, he's... The only people that go out there are people taking sick out there or the sick.
Can't imagine he knows about any of this nonsense going on, so is he going to be receptive to visitors?
I don't rightly know. I mean, he was welcoming when we took Grace to him. Said he would take care of the gentleman.
I see. Well, he likely isn't going to know that the 5 of us are deputized, so would it be possible to get a letter of writ of introduction?
Sure. I mean, Habe's a expert on disease and mental derangement. He was a doctor in Magnamar. I mean, he picked this place because of the seclusion. He said he hoped the people would find the peace of mind they needed to heal.
Well, then I'm glad all the more for the writ. Assuming you're giving it. Sounds like the kind of person who wants to be out of the way and out of the limelight.
He wanted his wards to be out of the limelight.
Fair enough. Thank you for your time, Baylor. We'll be off.
Alrighty.
You doing okay, Slug? Or you look like falling asleep? Can you stop seducing Slugger?
Ooh.
Snoring.
Where did everybody go?
I'm right here. I know I'm short, but jeez.
Nobody said anything for like the past 5 minutes.
You know, we just love watching the master at work.
Yes, I'm great, aren't I? Anyway, let's get going.
Do. Is
By the way,
that where we're
Daniela,
calling?
when are you going to teach me how to do that?
Who's teaching who what?
When are you going to teach me to seduce a man just by pulling on his shirt?
It's all this orc beauty. Or half orc beauty, you know. I think it's the orc in me. It's
Clearly.
irresistible. It's the tusks.
And I've never been so happy to have been disobeyed. Good job, Ganyeta. Give her a pat on the back that she probably barely feels past her 20 strength. You earned it.
It's always the tusks. I read this book once. Tusk Love. It's amazing.
Tusk
I wasn't a fan.
love.
Yes, I distinctly wasn't a fan.
You read Tusk Love?
Do you know who my sister is?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I didn't figure you'd read the competition.
She wrote Tusk Love. Gineta, my character immediately points to Gineta. Don't seduce my sister.
I just
I
want
have
to walk
enough
up to
trouble with the
Alex.
competition.
I want to walk up to Alex and I want to just like look at him eye to eye, and then immediately put his shirt over his head. I want to see if it works the same way.
Save it for the
Kenyatta,
cart
did I
ride
do
over.
it right? Oh, okay.
Masterful.
You can roll performance if you want.
Oh, fuck yes. Good enough for me.
Save it for the cart ride over, Rin. We'll play hide the Slummy then.
Fair.
As you're leaving, Ren,
Mm-hmm.
you get a whiff of the cart vendor's meat on a stick. It is very enticing to you.
I'm sure it is. I tell you what. uh, am I
Alright.
supposed to be going over to the meat vendor?
That's what your stomach is telling you.
Fine, I'll go over to him. How much is it for one of your sticks?
2 copper.
I give him 2 copper.
He'll
Oh my
give you
God.
meat on a stick.
Okay. Actually, I'll grab one for everybody. How much is that?
With or without the dog.
Without the dog. No, with the dog.
1 silver, 2 copper.
1 silver. How many coppers in a silver? 10?
Yep.
Wait, you say silver's in a copper?
So 1 silver, 2 copper. Okay, I got it.
You're handing them out and eating yours. By the time you get them handed out, you're like, I want another.
Oh my god, we ate Chinese food! Thank you, Ren.
No, that's Ren. Because she had already eaten hers before you all got yours.
So
And
Ren
now
is
she
eating
wants
Chinese
some.
food.
And now she wants another.
I am conflicted.
Anyhow,
Do we have food on the cart? I'll eat the food on the cart.
you really want more of the meat sticks.
God damn it. Alex, I think I'm cursed. What have we done? What have we
Cursed
done
with what?
in the past 24 hours?
First, what?
I seem to want the meat sticks.
Don't say that in front of your sister. She'll just make jokes for the next 5 minutes.
I love meat on a stick. I love meat on a stick so much. Like, I mean, this isn't surprising. If they're delicious. But you don't typically have cravings.
Do you
I'm gonna-
suppose? Do you
I'll go-
suppose Alex has succeeded?
I mean,
And
I'm
what?
just saying, you don't typically have cravings. This sounds very cravenous.
I think that I'm cursed. I've been cursed with hunger.
Cursed pregnancy, it's basically the same thing.
Shenanigans.
So does this mean I don't have to sing and give him a child anymore at the tavern?
But you're sterile.
How dare you?
Am I able to, like, do I have to go to an actual doctor? Can I check myself somehow?
Eh?
I'm sure Father Xantos would be happy to check you.
I think maybe I don't know what the DC on checking that is. Have we left town?
That's a good
I
question.
No.
feel like
No, you're across the street from the garrison.
No, take me to whoever can tell me if I'm cursed.
I feel like with our background, this being part of our tribe, we would probably be trained in being able to tell.
Are you saying that you want to look at my hoo-ha to tell me if I'm cursed?
That is not what I meant. I meant more like swinging a pendulum over your stomach or something.
Oh yeah, Airee, with our background, is
Shit.
there something I can do to tell?
Yes, spread your legs. Turn into something large. I need a bigger area.
Airee, I need answers.
I turned to Ganyeta. Ganyeta?
I'm covering them up. I'm covering them up.
Wider.
I don't know what you're referring to, but I was going to ask what these two were doing.
It's, you both of you stop it. I need to go see a shaman, a priest, anybody to cure me of this curse.
Father Xanthos is right across the street.
Let's go.
Look, if you didn't want to be cursed, you shouldn't have been screwing him in the first place.
He's sterile. It's a curse.
Okay. Show up.
I'll have you know, young lady, I don't appreciate being called sterile.
I've checked you several times.
You've done that more than several. And I never heard a complaint.
Take me to the priest.
Well, according to the map, we're already there.
All right, cool. Airee. I go up to. Is it Xanthos? Is that his name?
Oh, there's a number of priests because there's like 6 different religions here.
I don't give a fuck. I'll walk up to the first motherfucker. All right. Look, brother, what's your name?
Methuselah.
Of course it is. Look, brother Methuselah. Look, we've been investigating some very horrific things, okay? And like I think I may have stumbled onto something that I maybe shouldn't have. I think I'm cursed with hunger. Okay, and I need you to give me a once over and maybe cure me of this curse because I can't be traveling around eating up all the food.
I apologize, Brother Methuselah. I have no idea what you could be referring to.
What food in particular are you eating? You don't seem to have any on you now.
I know it is a problem. A meat stick, yes. I want more meat sticks.
Me too.
See, she's also cursed. Check me first.
I always want meat sticks.
That's my line.
Yeah, it's a different kind of meat stick they do on all the time.
Desire does not equate to action necessarily, my child. If
Look, I
you were truly
I don't have time
cursed,
for your
Never
riddles.
met my sister.
I don't have time for your riddles. Just uncurse me.
if you were truly cursed with hunger, you would be grabbing all the foods you can find and stuffing it in your face.
Indeed, so it is a curse of a specific breed. Maybe, you know what? You are right. The cart guy, the guy selling the meat sticks, he had to have done it. He had to be the one that cursed me. So uncurse me and we'll go talk to him about that.
You're missing the point, my child. If you really were cursed with that, you wouldn't have left the cart.
It was very difficult. Please uncurse me.
You got any midwives in this joint?
I'm sure there are. Yes.
Yeah, where are your women? Like, I need like a nun or something.
If you were a dude, that would be a totally different context.
He seems somewhat taken back, but he'll point across and go, perhaps Vanessa can help you.
Thanks, Toots.
Oh, I'm sure she
But
can.
no.
I'll take Rin by the arm and I'll start walking towards Vanessa.
Why are we going to the lady? I need to be uncursed.
Yeah. Is it tough?
Excuse me,
Hey,
Prioress Vanessa.
Yes, my child?
My friend here seems to be under the mistaken assumption that he's cursed. Could you assuage her of such notions?
yeah, we think she's pregnant.
It's a curse. It's not pregnancy. He is sterile.
Same thing.
As you can see, she's gone into hysterics.
She will come over to you and put her hands on your belly and cast a spell that you do not know.
Nah, she's uncursing me. What the hell was Matthias good for?
And she'll look towards Sammy and go, I believe you're right.
See, I'm right.
No.
It was a curse. So
No.
I'm cured.
Oh, honey, you ain't gonna be cured for a while.
Yes, she's telling Sammy that she's right. She's not telling you that you're right.
I'm gonna go shock face because
Listen,
all
honey,
of the rolls except for one time were once.
all it takes is one time. You play with fire, eventually you're gonna get burnt.
So who is the happy father?
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you
You
very
know,
much.
I would like to think that I had something to do with this. I mean, we did get an entire place to like sing about
Not
this
without that threesome you having.
child to come. Okay, that is not what I'm talking about. And I think it was the collective energy and of the room, like wishing this upon you that made it happen. You're welcome.
Are you saying that to me or her? I point at Rin.
Well, both of you.
I see. I turn back
I
to
mean, I
Vanessa.
basically cured your sterileness.
Thank you for your confirmation, Prioress Vanessa. You may go about your day. I'm going to go and corral the peanut gallery.
Aww. I mean,
As we're walking back, I just want to still shock face, turn my head slightly towards Alex and be like, "You think they won't kill me now?"
I will lean in deviously closely, as if I'm about to tell you a secret. This makes it worse.
Wonderful. Let's go get meat sticks.
Wunderbar. Let's go. In fact, my character will attempt to bridal carry Rin, and then, as we're leaving the church with this awkward position, I will yell, "Tally ho!"
How much are 10 meat sticks?
2 silver.
Good. That's exactly how many silver I had left. I've got more money. I just don't have any more silver.
I'm gonna be an auntie.
Says you're walking back to the inn. Ren's just sitting there with an armload of meat sticks chomping away.
I wonder if this means that your baby takes after me.
Why?
Because they like meat sticks and I like meat sticks.
Everyone likes meat sticks.
Yeah. Nobody asked you.
Hey, Alex.
How can I assist you?
How many of your siblings are twins or something?
My character thinks about it. I have a triplet series of brothers.
Wonderful.
Oswald, Rainier, Salvador.
Well, I don't have twin anythings. Let's hope that they take after me on that part.
Why? Are you afraid I'm going to beat my father on the number?
You
Did
know,
you just say you don't have?
let's not shoot to break the record on the first go, yeah?
Did you just say you don't have twin anything?
Oh, right. I'm so used to you being a completely different species.
You're my fucking twin.
Maybe be you for a little bit. I need you, not the small you.
Are you kidding me? The child already messed with your brain?
That seems to be the case, yeah.
Look. Things are a bit crazy right now, okay? I'm not cursed. I'm not cursed. And he's apparently not sterile.
I told
And
you.
there's not enough meat sticks here.
Look, I'm working on it.
We knew this day would come.
Multiple times.
Yes, but it's too
Oh,
soon. Nothing's
come on.
changed yet. Nothing's changed yet.
Except your affinity for meat sticks.
Sammy, if you say meat sticks one more time, I'm gonna make you taste them in the wrong end.
Does that mean I still get them though? You gonna go
Yep.
buy some more?
Nope, I won't buy. I can't buy. I'm not buying anymore, but I will definitely shove one right up your ass.
If you're not gonna buy any more, how are you gonna shove one up my ass? If you're not
Because I
gonna
have-
buy any more meat sticks, then where you gonna get the meat stick?
The ones in my hand, you blind bitch.
I thought she ate them all. That's alright. You're not gonna shoot them up there. You want them to eat them. I ain't worried.
I'm going to assume by this point I've put Rin in the cart. Alright, everyone. Recent baby troubles aside, we ready to go to the sanatorium?
Can we drop one off?
Alex looks to Rin and then to Sammy. I'm thinking about it.
She'll be better in about 9 months.
Fine,
I
better.
will wring your neck myself, Sammy.
Well, that
Actually, it's
wasn't kidding about those
6.
mood swings.
6 months?
Changelings about 6 months.
Okay, 6 months. Yeah, but the first 3 months you're not saying any either.
Let me ask a out of character question in regards to changelings and pregnancy, since we've made it to this point. Apparently,
Yeah.
is it gonna fuck anything up with the baby if I change into
hope
an
not.
animal or a different thing? What's meh mean? I feel like, as somebody that comes from a changeling tribe, I would have been taught this information.
I believe Airee means meh in the sense of it's not a primary concern, so I just assume it doesn't.
I think it's up to you to figure out. How do you want to play it, girl?
God, do I really need to just only be heals for a while? You guys will die if I'm not a tank too.
You'll be fine.
I do
It's a
have.
changeling child, and maybe the changeling child changes into the whatever things you're changing into.
I'm not exactly well versed in the study of changelings, but I would assume it would just be a changeling.
You know, like if your appearance is that of a dwarf, then maybe the fetus is that of a dwarf. And it changes with you. You share the same blood.
You're right. It should be fine. Regardless, I will try to keep my distance while also being helpful. I eat a meat stick.
Meanwhile, in Sluggo's localized psyche,
Is Slugga even still there? Is he awake?
he's in
Why
the
is Slugga
channel.
not speaking?
I can only assume his Wi-Fi is half conked out on, or he's trying to find out why he can't talk anymore. I don't know. Maybe his battery died.
No, he wouldn't show up if his battery had died. That would automatic cut the connection.
Yeah, you're right.
Slugga!
I'm just betting he's asleep.
Just falls asleep on his table.
Yo, he's gonna wake up. And next week, we're gonna be talking about the pregnancy. He's gonna be like, what?
I can see it now. We're just all of a sudden just randomly just putting the topic. I was just like, so what are we gonna name the baby? Oh yeah, fucking Alex isn't sterile anymore. He's like, we already confirmed it. What?
It's a good imitation of him, actually. Airee, I gotta know. Did it happen from that one really high roll I had on that D100?
No.
No!
So it was from the one.
One really low roll.
Nice.
Oh shit, it was forever ago then.
No, that's recent.
Was it recent?
I'm pretty sure the one was recent.
Oh shit. Wasn't even the one I thought it was. Goddamn.
Dungeons and Dragons, adventure, sorcery, swords, pregnancy scares.
I mean, it's not a scare, it's a confirmation.
I mean, I was gonna say scare before it was confirmed, but still, the moment has passed.
I mean, it's been at least 3, maybe 4 weeks.
Jesus.
Because you went out over 2 weeks cleaning floors.
No, you're right.
Mhm. How long has it been in game since
2 or 3 weeks.
we cleared everything, since we killed the last thing?
Like 3 weeks and 2 days.
Okay. Because like the day after we killed everything is when we were drinking in the bar. So the next morning was when we were selling everything.
Yep.
So like the morning after we started killing everything. Okay.
Well, have fun.
Indeed. Are we ending it there? Or are we ending it like us at the sanatorium?
Oh, you're on the road somewhere.
Okay.
Oh,
You'll have to figure out how to get there.
Dang. Damn it. Let's see. Well, he's past Cougar Creek. 2 separate points of interest, and then we gotta go to the Ashen's Rise. Ooh, lad, that's out of the way.
Should be peaceful there.
Ah, yes, Dungeons and Dragons. Peaceful. That said, we'll see.
Okie doke. Have a good week.
We'll see you all next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Don't have a cow. We already have enough pregnancies.
And, you know, Sammy's free this week. If she has another day, she can post up that she wants to play. Let us know.
Yep, let me know. I'm off tomorrow too.
I'm good with tomorrow.
Somebody will have to wake Slugga up, though.
Well, we'll figure it out offline then.
You guys see if you can corral everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Anywho's.
Bye.
Bye.